Hello everybody, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to part 9 of Saphira's tutorial. In this portion we will be wiring her up. So I bought 12 gauge wire, not 16 gauge. I usually do use 16 gauge, but for her I'm using 12 because she's a little bit heavier. So I bought 12 gauge wire and we will be wiring her up. I will show you how to wire. Okay, I did wire part of her already because I pretty much just need to show you really simply on how to do it, and then you'll understand. So you're going to open up your wire, get it ready, and grab your dragon, and first thing I'm going to wire down her head, okay, down her body. Now I recommend you put 2 wires down here. Okay, so I did put one through the second row of the second column of bands, and now I'm going to put one down the 4th column. Okay, so both sides are going to have a wire. So I'm going to, she's very big, so she gets in the way a lot. Anyway, so I'm going to start in the head area with the wire. I'm going to poke it somewhere in the 4th row. This is the 4th column here. So I'm going to just poke it through this one into the head and have it come out down here. So it's going to come out somewhere right in here. Okay, so I had it pop out right behind where that tiny little side horn is, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're just going to weave it up and down through the bands. Okay, that's all we have to do. So we're kind of going to pull the bands and we're going to push it down into the next set. Then we bring it up through the next set. So now I'm going to bring it up through the next set, and I'm going to take some pliers and I'm going to use them to pull on the wire a little bit. Just a little bit. You don't want it to stick out too far because then you can't wire it. Okay, so just go back and forth, up and down. We're staying in the 4th column the whole time. Okay. I used to just kind of yank or push the wire through the bands, not really caring where it went, but that tends to break some of the bands, so it's better to do it this way. I have already wired up her wings using this same exact technique. Okay, I've also put 2 wires through her wings. There's a wire kind of blocking this one. Okay. You can see why we wire her before we put her stomach on, because otherwise it would be impossible to do it this way with her stomach on. It's going to take you a while to do it if you do it this way, but she's going to look nice, okay? So don't just yank the wire through any bands, okay? Now I have already wired up the other side of her, so it's a little trickier when you're doing it the second time, because you can't really bend the body to push the wire through as much. Now if her head and neck start getting squashed, what we can do is we can hold on to the wire and just kind of pull on her a little bit and stretch out those squished areas. See that? So I pulled on it, now it's nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to stop it here. This is where you have 4 columns, and then before it gets to 3 you want to stop, because you don't want to be putting the wire through the edge sets, because you're going to be attaching the rest of the tail there. Okay, so just stop it here before you get to 3 sets. Pull it a little bit and just bend the wire in on itself. Okay, then you just want to pull on her and stretch it out. Be careful, be gentle with her. Okay. Okay. And then once she's stretched out, she's not squashed and she's not too stretched out, she's like a good length, you're going to take your wire cutters and you're going to chop it about this much from the... Okay, and then we're going to push her head down a little bit. Actually, I'm going to chop it a little bit more. Okay, you want to push her head and you want to fold it. So push your head down, fold it, and stick it into the head. And then you should be able to tug on it, and the wire should kind of hide in the head, like that. Okay, I also wired up her antenna. So put a second one through the other set. It's okay, so you have 2 going down her body. And then you want to do the same thing in the wings. So what I did was I did the zigzag with the wire through the top of one wing, went straight through the body into the second wing, stopped at the end, cut it, folded it on both sides. Then I put a second one through the bottom row on both wings. Okay, so you can do that now. Wire up the wings and put the second row in her, And now I'm going to wire up her back legs. Okay, so I'm going to grab her foot. Oops. I'm going to start where all the toes are attached to those bands. I'm going to go from the bottom. So this is the bottom of her foot. I'm going to stick it through there. Okay. Kind of stick it through the bunch of bands there. And back down. Then lift the toe and put it through the toe. And then through these bands. Through these. So same thing, we zigzagged it. And now I'm going to stick it into the leg. So I'm not going to zigzag it here. I'm just going to stick it straight through because we have a thick leg here that I can just go right through, pretty much. So just take your time, stick it through. You can zigzag it here if we want to. But then we want to go right back into the big muscle. If you have to kind of poke it through and pull it a little bit. And then stick it through again, maneuver it up a little further. Okay. And now we're going to go through here. So she's right now upside down. And I'm going to stick the wire straight through the body bands here. Dead. Whoop! Sorry guys, I got distracted by a dead ladybug. Or that it's not dead apparently. Okay. That's still going, yes. Okay. Alright. How can that thing be alive? It's like the dead of winter. Okay. Okay, so I'm going back through, and same thing, I'm going to go right through the other leg. Okay, there it is. I'm going to maneuver it through again. Poke it through. I think we want to go through the bottom here. Okay, now we're going through the top. So we emerge through the top. Zag, go through the toe. Here. You want it to end so the wire comes out the bottom of the foot. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. So it comes down exactly on the opposite foot in the same way that it was on the other foot. So I'm going to fold it over. I have to spread my legs out because they're all squished, so I'm going to spread them out by pulling on them a little bit. Oops. No! Sometimes that happens. You can use your pliers to hold them while you spread the legs out. Is playing dead. Hee hee. Alright, so once you've spread out the legs, chop the wire, and fold it. Stop. And again. Don't make it come by me. It's struggling. Alright, just go like that. My friend is enchanted by the ladybug over there. Alright, so now her legs are bendable. Yay! So we can bend them like this. Yay! So do the same with the front legs. Okay? And let's see. So you did... Yeah, and that's it. That's all you want to wire. You want to wire her wings, you want to wire her main body, and her legs. Okay? And then go to the next part, and we will be doing the stomach. Yay! See you over there, everyone.